Welcome, everybody, and happy not Monday because it is Thursday. So, welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of New Start Monday Knits on a Thursday. So, tonight's going to be a little bit different, but I'm hoping you're grabbing your knitting, getting a drink, getting a snack, getting comfy, and we're going to chat knitting for the next hour. I have already shown you what was the winning yarn this week, so it's not a super, super big surprise, I guess, unless you didn't see my post on Instagram. But there was still two brand new yarns that you guys were voting for. So I will show you which one was the winner from the vote. I've got an update on last week's project. I started another little Christmas project and then we will just do some chatting, I guess, and we'll see how the night goes. I'm not sure if we'll have enough to chat about for a whole hour, but we'll see if we can fill the hour. So welcome everybody. Daisy is here, as you can see. She's like getting in on the action. So hi, Jen and Susanna and Catherine and Liz. Hi, ladies. So let's start off, as always, with the yarn for this week's project. It was two balls, not a skein. It was two balls of Regia sock yarn. I was on vacation this week, and that was why there was no video Monday, because I was away on a little girls trip with my mom and my aunt, and we had a fantastic time. And I did talk them into stopping at a couple of yarn shops while we were away. And oh, Susanna says, Louise, you can chat for hours. You're right. There's lots of times when I think, oh, I hardly have anything to show tonight. I haven't done a whole lot of knitting, and we still always seem to chat for an hour. So you're probably right. We will probably still fill the hour. So let me see here. Let me grab the yarn. So we stopped at Llama Lane in Hanover. It was on our way up north. I had been trying to stop at this yarn shop every time I was in the area, from spring, summer, fall. Every time I went through Hanover, I always missed the shop. Either I was going through too early, like super early in the morning, or later in the evening, and just missing them when they had closed. So this time I managed to get there. And just by the skin of my teeth, we got there about 10 minutes before the shop closed. And so I actually got in there. I had been in there years ago, like pre COVID, when she was on Main Street. I'm not sure which is Main Street. Anyway, she was around the corner from where she is now and down the road a bit. And I had been in there, and that had been a lovely shop. So she is now in a renovated old church, and the building is beautiful. Her selection of yarns, absolutely wonderful. There was a lot of yarns that I had heard of before. There were some new ones that I had not heard of, and then there were some of my favorite dyers that I know. There was Jolynn's, Leo and Roxy was there, and Vicky from Timber Yarns. They Llama Lane carried their yarns, so that was nice to see their yarns in another yarn shop. So I did a quick tour around, but what I was really looking for was Christmas sock yarn, because I don't have enough, and I'm really hoping to knit up a few balls of it so that I'm going to need to replace them. So she had, right, I literally walked through it, and my rush was knowing that I only had 10 minutes until the shop closed. I rushed through the front door, right into the main part of the store, went to write the sock yarn, looking at it, and I'm like, oh, is there any sock yarn here? And there was one ball that she had on the shelf that she said was kind of Christmas sock yarn, but it didn't really jump out at me. So I asked her, I said, "Do you have any other Christmas yarn?" And she's like, "Yeah, right at the very front is like, soon as you walk through the door, there was an old organ right there. So you walk in, organ, and then you like zoom into the store." I just completely bypassed it in my rush to get in. And sitting on the organ, there was all these skeins, not skeins, balls of sock yarn. And they were these celebration colors. So they weren't all Christmassy. There was I see Liz laughing at me saying, Louise doesn't have any Christmas sock yarn. You can always have more. Can you have too much sock yarn? I think not. So hi to everybody who's I see the chat's filling up. So grab your knitting and sit, I see you're chatting amongst yourselves, which is wonderful. So, anyways, I went back out to the very front of the store, looked at all these balls of yarn, and there was but there was three or four that kind of caught my eye. The others were more pinks, looked more like birthday celebration colors, not real Christmassy. So anyway, I narrowed it down to these were the two I ended up buying. And this one here was actually my favorite because there's no names on here, there's just numbers. So I think this one here is number 11320. So to me, it reminded me of gingerbread because it's kind of it's browns with a little bit of green, white, and red in there. I don't know. It just I'll hold it right side for you. It just reminded me of gingerbread, kind of the color of gingerbread with some white icing and maybe like red eyes, red Smarties, or something for decoration. It kind of said gingerbread, so I liked this one. And this one here just kind of felt like a vintage Christmas tree. It's a dark bluey green with the red and a bit of yellow and a bit of white. So these were the two that I came home with. The other one was more, I think more of a greeny color, not the greeny blue. It was nice too, but this was the one I went with. So this is what I put up for you guys to vote on. It was fairly close, but in the end, one of them was the winner. And I know most of you probably know because you probably saw my post. It was not gingerbread, which I'm a tad bit disappointed, but I'm okay with it. So the winning yarn was what I'm calling Vintage Christmas Tree, and it is color 11313. Anyway, it looks very fun. So Liz gave me a drum roll again. So I had posted this, and one of my friends from my knitting guild, she posted, and she's like, I can't wait to see this knit up. Want to see if the red, like how prominent the red is. And I'm like, I don't know, because sometimes it kind of surprises you which color is more predominant once you knit it up. Sometimes what you see in the ball, because I think what my eye goes to is the bluey green. I'm thinking that's going to be the main color with just hints of the others. So we'll see. We will see. So I did cast it on and I broke down, you guys. I broke down and I bought a new 9-inch needle as well. I oh, I know Lynn's saying, wait, Louise, have you started or finished Eric? Or have I finished Eric's socks? No. Somebody, I don't know. Lynn, was that you? Somebody, when they were voting, that's what they said. They were like, Louise, wait, I was all set to vote for Eric's socks. And they weren't in the voting. um, no, I didn't put Eric's socks in the vote. Maybe I'll have to do that next week. Or maybe I'll just start Eric's socks, put them in the vote because I think everybody's going to vote for Eric's socks. Anyways, I'll just get a head start. But anyways, I did. I broke down. I got another 9-inch, 2.25 millimeter sock needle. Did I say that right? 2.25 millimeter, 9-inch sock needle. It's ChiaoGoo. I know. I couldn't. I finished a sock, but then I started last week's sock. So my needles were still in use. I still haven't, my finishing hasn't caught up to my new start. So I did. I got another needle for this week's cast on. So there we go. But look at this. So even though this is this like vintage Christmas tree kind of feel, it has started out with my gingerbread colors. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? So I'm very happy. I'm liking it. So I pulled out the yarn so that I was right where the red and this light brown started. And then I held it, made a slip knot, and cast on so that the little bit of red would be my just the top of my cast on, and my stitch was brown. So hopefully I will be able to find this exact same spot for sock number 2 and kind of have my stripes line up. That is the plan. So this week's project is on the needle. I just did a regular long tail cast on. I did a slip knot, did the slingshot cast on, kind of my good old standby, and that is that. So this week's is on the needles. This maybe, I don't know. Oh, I was gonna say maybe I should put this and Eric's sock yarn up against each other, but this one will just lose 2 weeks in a row, won't it? Then anyways, we'll see. I don't know. It's Thursday night. Monday's coming up in not too many days. So yeah, we'll see how far I am. Okay, I'm just gonna take a peek in the comments. Oh, Liz says she picked a winner. Yay. Hi, Sally. Louise, you should make crunkled sock pattern. Oh, maybe I will. Okay, I will go look at that, Sally. Thanks. Liz says, of course, I brought a new needle. I know I tried really hard not to, but I needed one. I needed one. I tried using up all my sock nails, but did you guys see? I told you that I had broken when I was finishing up my flamingo socks. Those little, I don't know if they were bamboo, if they were wood. Maybe they were wood, not bamboo. Bamboo's strong, right? Maybe these were just wood. I don't think I have one here. Did you see my Instagram post? I broke 4 of them, if not maybe even the last 5th one. They were little short 6-inch sock needles. And every time I went, they were fine while I was knitting, but as soon as I went to knit 2 together for the toe decrease, I started snapping like every single one of them. So that got rid of a set of sock needles. So really, this circular needle was just replacing that set of DPNs that snapped. Crazy. Nancy, hi Nancy. Hi Bernadette. Hi Kim. Oh, what? Oh, Kim said the one you bought, Louise, is mostly green with red and gold stripes. Yes. Have you knit with it? That's what I'm thinking too. That's what I see as the predominant color, which I'm fine with. I kind of like that. I like it. So I'll be happy if it's the greeny color. Sally, you broke several bamboo DPNs. I think it's not uncommon, right? I think it happens often. That's what I should say. I know I broke ones with past projects because when you've got like you're using a 2 millimeter or 2.25, well, any kind of sock needle, right? It's so tiny and they're wood. If you step on them, if you sit on them, they can snap, right? I had just never had a whole set of them break in one project within like hours. It was crazy. So yeah, I mean, I think I would definitely stick with my metal needles. From here on out, probably. Liz, I'll buy the story that you need to replace the broken needles. Okay, thank you. Because now that I'm actually saying it out loud, it does make total sense that I really did need them, right? We'll go with that, right? So, anyways, that is that. So, yeah, I had to buy a needle. So, really, I'm still down a set of needles. Well, not really. I replaced, but I'm not any further ahead. Maybe I'll have to work at finishing. So, let me show you what I did work on this week. And I have a half a finish. I have one Christmas sock finished for our Christmas sock knit along. Some of you guys I see are posting pictures on Instagram. So the hashtag on Instagram is WW for Wildflower Wool. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix that. It just looks funny on my end. WW Christmas Sock 2022. So, and then if you post them, then I can see them because I go in and I follow that hashtag. So if you post and use that hashtag, I will see them. So I finished one magic heel sock. And pretty sure my heel's not exactly in the spot it's supposed to be, but that's okay because that just means that this pair will now most definitely be for me. I had thought about giving it to my mom, but I don't know. I now that I'm looking at it, I think the heel is really not in the right spot. But I kept trying it on. And so I'm not sure what I did wrong. Maybe I was too enthralled with my Christmas movie and my measuring was off. I don't know. But anyways, let's look at this so you guys will know what probably not to do. So I did a couple of inches of ribbing. I always try for 2 inches. Sometimes I go 2.5 because I get carried away. And then from cast on to where I want my heel flap, like I knit my leg usually 7 inches, and that's what I went 7 inches. And Liz said, "Get a sock ruler." I know. I've been talking about that, right? I've been talking about getting a sock ruler, and then I always put it back because I spend my money on yarn or a new needle, and I always bypass the sock ruler. Well, I know. Obviously, I should have because okay, so look at this. Lovely ribbing. Ribbing looks good. I would have done a yeah, just a standard um long tail cast on. So it's got nice lot of stretch, 2 by 2 ribbing. So I basically followed my super simple sock pattern. I just attempted to put in a magic heel. So if you haven't seen the magic heel before, it is just 2 by 2 ribbon. And the whole idea of it is that it will fit somebody. So if you're giving it as a gift, you don't exactly need to know the size of their foot, and you can just put this heel in, and then you've got a little bit of wiggle room, and it should fit, right? Well, it should fit unless you make your foot. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so embarrassing. I do know how to knit socks, but look at my foot. My foot is oh my goodness. I maybe should have taken if I wasn't so in a rush for a finish, I should have taken this out. I'm glad I can laugh at myself because this is so ridiculous looking. Here is a super duper long leg, a heel. I did try it on, Sally. That is the crazy part. I thought I tried it on and I thought this is good. This will work out perfect. I tried it on, put my heel like in the middle of my ribbing. I thought, okay, looks like I've got enough ribbing to go, like up the heel, round the curve, and a little bit on the side. I don't know. And I was following the pattern because I had the magic sock heel sock pattern and I scrolled all the way down to the bottom because I don't know. I think when I first started the sock, I just thought it was written for stripes. So I was kind of trying to wing it and thought, oh, okay, I'll just knit my leg the length that I want and then add the heel in. And then somebody had mentioned she does put a plain version for the sock at the end, which is like on page 8. So I went and I read that through and I thought, okay, had knit to I don't know, but the length where she said, you should start your foot and then knit your foot till so many inches, short. So you've got room for your toe decreases. Well, I thought I did all that. Anyways, this is where my heel ends. This is where I knit my foot. And there it is. So when it's all done and I tried it on, my heel is a little bit lower on my foot than it was when I initially was trying it on. So, you know what? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I will wear it. I could pull it out and make my foot a little bit longer because I ran into some weird stuff with the sock yarn. This is what I had left over. So I'm like, did I just knit this way too long? I mean, it does look long. And at this point, I'm thinking I should just stick with my regular sock. But then when you fold it in half, it looks like the size of a regular sock. Does anybody have any suggestions? I was going to weigh this right now and see how much yarn I actually used because this is all I have left. Thank goodness I have another ball of this upstairs that I think I just must have randomly bought because I'm sure there's no way this could be just a 50-gram ball. It has to be 100 grams. So I thought we could weigh it while we're here together. So, anyways, this was a good learning experience. So now I have kind of I have a prototype. When I knit sock number 2, I can get my kind of measurements here a little bit better, and I'm gonna start the heel up a little farther, so then my foot is a little longer. So, uh, but, but I guess that's the beauty of it is, right, is it still is basically just a tube sock, so no matter where the heel is, I'm just gonna wear it, and if the ribbed part's not exactly where it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be fine. So this pair will not be gifted, it will be for me, and every time I wear it, I don't know, it will just make me chuckle to myself that I messed it up. Okay, 40 grams. Okay, something's really not adding up. 40 grams exactly for this sock, which would be about right, I think, correct, right? 2 socks would be 80 grams out of 100 gram. We always have a little bit left over. I'm gonna weigh this, 18 grams. The whole thing is 58 grams. Okay, I'm confused. I have a feeling this is sounding like another version of the flamingo sock where I had 2 socks and then another part ball. Like, I don't know, something. Where is the label? That is a good question. I started these socks last year, you guys. I don't know. Um, these are 50-gram balls, so I've got 58 grams here, so I just had a little left over. So, okay, well that makes sense. That kind of makes sense that it is a 50, really? It's a 50-gram ball. Okay. Well, I do know where the other ball is, so I am in luck. So I can cast on sock number 2 with the other ball upstairs. I meant to grab it before we started chatting, but to be honest, I was watching one of my most favorite Hallmark Christmas movies and ended at 8 o'clock. So I was watching the Christmas movie right up until 2 minutes before 8. So I didn't run upstairs and get the other ball. So Sally's saying they are 50-gram balls. So that would kind of solve the mystery, wouldn't it? Susanna says, I always take some of the yarn and punch a hole in the label so I know what the colorway is. Very good. That is very good. Label in the label box. Maybe that was from last year. I don't even know where that label box is because I didn't carry on with that this year. I thought about it, but I didn't do it. Oh, what yarn is it? Oh, so Sally. It is Cascade Heritage Prints. Yeah, I know. I guess a quick Google search would tell us the yarn weight, wouldn't it? So I'm thinking maybe it just has to be a 50-gram ball, or or there is another one of these socks randomly floating around somewhere finished, and maybe I have a pair and don't even know it. Is that a possibility? Doesn't the ribbing take up more yarn? Hmm, yeah, it probably would a little bit, but you're only doing it for such a. I did mine about 3 inches, is what I did, and it's on half of your sock. So, anyways, I'm going to cast on sock number 2 and I will report back next week. I am going to make some alterations. So every time, like seriously, every time I look at this, I laugh because that is the length of my foot. That is the bottom of my heel, and there is my foot. Anyways, um, anyways, that's all right. If it fits, it's a tube sock. I'm just not going to worry about where the heel is. And we're going to carry on to sock number 2 and my sparkly sock yarn. Let's look at that because it is on track. And I'm not doing the magic heel on that one, this one. So it is gonna fit fine. But I am going to do a different heel. I just don't know which one yet. But look at how sparkly this is. I love this. So this is some of the Mary Maxim yarn, and I'm sure that this was the last Monday's um, winning yarn. Mary Maxim Festive Feet. This is Mistletoe Sparkle, I do believe. Let me double check. I'm sure that's what it is. Yep, Mistletoe Sparkle. It is really, really sparkly, and I love it. I've just started in. Can you see? I've got a little bit of green there. That's easier to see. Just started in. So this, where I am right now, is little sections. You see there's some green there, and then I'm back into some red, and there's some green. So it's just going a length of green. Oh, okay, maybe we're all into green now. For a couple of rounds, it was alternating. There was a section of green, a section of red. Must have just been a transition bit there because it looks like we're just coming all into green. So really, really fun. So I'm guessing that I'm probably, well, see, there's a little bit of white up here. I was going to say, I was wondering if I was getting back into the beginning of the repeat, greens and then shades of red. I like how there's just a little darker stripe. I think it's ending up really fun. Oh, thank you, Sally. So Sally said, I looked, and the ball weight is 100 grams. Sally, oh, that was Susanna. And Sally said, I only see 100-gram balls online. Well, see, and that really makes sense because most sock yarn, other than Croy, most sock yarns are 100-gram balls. So where is the rest of the yarn? Do you think I did do a could this be sock number 2? Well, that'll be really interesting if this is Magic Heel, because I'm sure this is my first time doing Magic Heel. And I have sock number 1 is already done last Christmas, and I maybe did like heel flap and gusset. That won't even bother me in the least little bit to have a pair of socks with 2 separate heels. That I wouldn't even think twice about that. This is a mystery, you guys. Does anybody remember what I did with this yarn last year? I don't remember knitting a sock. See, this not the perfect example of what I should be doing? I should be casting on, I should be knitting and finishing, casting on the next sock, knitting and finishing. Then I wouldn't have these problems of remembering from one year to the next. Maybe yeah, exactly, Sally. Maybe I need a regular sock with it. Check my project bags, Alice is saying. You'll have to go back and look. I will. I'll have to like scroll through my Instagram posts and see if I started another sock with this. That's crazy. Well, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is doing some more organizing. I've kind of slated that weekend coming up for some organizing. So maybe I will find it. My sock yarn wall is one wall in the room I have not touched yet. So maybe I will find, you're right, maybe a project bag. Maybe I'll find the finished sock just kind of folded up and tucked in with some sock yarn. All right. It is a mystery, and I will catch you up next Monday and see if there's anything else that comes up. I don't know. Worst case, I have 100. I'll have that other ball up there, but if it's 100 grams, I'll just knit another sock and make shorties maybe with the rest if I've got a little bit left over. I'm not sure. So can play find the missing sock. I know. I seem to be doing that a little too often. Yeah. Next year, almost the start of a brand new year. I can try to amend my sock knitting habits here so I don't have missing socks and missing project bags for next year. There's always next year, right? Get the goal is always to get a little bit better, always to improve on what you're doing, right? Did I make a hat? Nancy asked. Pretty sure not. I did make Christmas hats with Christmas yarn, but that was with some of the yarn from Michaels, the Craft Smart, like the really economical yarn. I think it's called Craft Smart yarn, and it was actually really surprisingly nice to knit with, and it was um yeah, very inexpensive, and it was nice. And it came out it was green, red, and white and kind of had jacquard stripes in it, and I did knit 2 or 3 hats with that, but I don't think I did it with sock yarn. Is it on my whiteboard? Don't think so because I started my whiteboard in January, and this would have been probably last November, December. But good thinking, Sally. You had oh, Nancy says you had it in one of your Vlogmas. So that's what I'll have to do. I hate going back and watching my videos, you guys. But I could do that. I could scroll through them. I could turn the sound off and I could just watch and like fast forward them, like go zoom through them and see if I held up the yarn. Oh my God, that would actually make me so happy to think that I could have a finished. I shouldn't think that because I will get disappointed and just realize that I don't have a finish, but I could have a finished pair, a mismatched kind of pair out there somewhere. Well, I will see. I will let you know when I find. Okay, so that was my sock knitting. And oh, sign some of us to watch you. You guys probably don't want to do that. Oh, Sally. Oh, Nancy is going back. Day 12. I had a hat on. Oh my gosh, maybe Nancy, maybe you I'll have to go back and look. I'll have to look when we're done here. Liz says, you need sock project bags, a large basket to keep them in, and all socks go in a project bag. Okay, yes, I keep active projects in my great grandmother's market basket. I love that. I love that. I know I need a better system, and that's what I'm working on upstairs. Cleaning out the whole room, like totally cleaning it out is a lot bigger job than I had thought it was going to be. I guess we always think, right? Cleaning is just like, okay, I'll just whip through, pull all this stuff out, sort it, organize, get rid of some stuff, blah, blah, blah. Takes a lot longer, a lot longer. But Pat, on your Instagram, November 30th, 2021, you have a sock partially done in this yarn. Oh, that could have been this one. This one was because I didn't start this. Okay, Pat, but we're narrowing it down. This was where was this when I picked it up a couple of weeks ago? I had my heel started. I had my heel started because I had totally forgotten that I was doing magic heel on this, and I picked it up and I looked at it and I'm like, "What is my heel?" I'm like, "What am I doing with the heel?" Thinking this because I was expecting it to be the start of a heel flap and doing a slip knit, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, "What? This is not slip knit." And then I was like, "Aha, it's the magic heel." Okay, so but Nancy's done so November what was that? November 30th? November 30th, I started this. Oh my gosh, it's taken me like a year to get this done, you guys. That's all right. I don't know. That's really funny, isn't it? Oh well. Let's hope it's not going to turn into another flamingo. But I told you guys I got my flamingo socks done, right? And they fit great. I wore them on the weekend and they're absolutely wonderful. I love them. Nancy, this is a fun track down project. I know. Oh my gosh, track down a project. Yeah, not exactly what I had planned, but yes, I get it is kind of interesting. Yeah, where we can backtrack it and see what was what, when was what. Yes, I saw the hat had on Vlogmas 12. Oh, for 2020. Huh. Anyways. Okay, I'll have to do a little searching afterwards. So, but I did buy more sock yarn. I know you guys thought I had only bought the first two at the first yarn store. Well, I bought a little bit more. We came home a different way and stopped at a different store. This one was in Own Sound. This was Riverside Yarns. And I've been in the shop, I think, once before, a number of years ago. She's got a really lovely shop as well. And oh, she had some really tempting yarns. There was a stranded hat and fingerless mitt project she had knit up. Oh my goodness, the yarn felt so nice. And it was, oh, what was it? Shetland. Um, oh my gosh, I just totally forgot. Let me see. I took a picture of it, I'm sure. I'll see if I have it here super quick. And it was, oh, that's not it. We stopped at a few yarn shops. Okay, there. Shetland. That's not really helping me. Anyways, I ended up not buying it. They were 50-gram skeins. Oh, Queensland collect what is that? Queensland Collection Shetland Light Organic Shetland Wool. This stuff was really, really, really nice, you guys. It was she just had some solid colors. I'll show you. This is just a picture. I don't there. Um it was nice. And she had the hat and the fingerless mitts knit in it. And I was really, really, really tempted to get some of that. But then in the end, I went up and looked at the sock yarn and thought, oh, wouldn't these colors be nice for color work socks? I'm going to be knitting socks right through November into December. And I think some of them are going to be gifts. Well, I was going to say, I can't keep them all for myself, but actually, I probably could, but I don't think I will. I think I will gift them. So I'm seeing Christmas trees with some red duplicate stitched or little French knots is what I'm thinking on the tips of the branches of the trees. That's what I'm thinking. So I have a project in mind for that. However, my fingerless mitts, I haven't worked on them at all. Haven't worked on them at all. I don't think fingerless mitts are just a project that I should ever ever have casted on. But you never know. I may still work on them. I may work on them. Well, I probably will. I want to finish them because they will be a quick knit once I get going on them. And they were really cute. That was Jocelyn's pattern. That was Spooky Vibes fingerless mitts with the what was it? Cauldrons, ghosts, and cats, I think were the three. And they were really cute. Liz says, of course you bought more sock yarn. We would have been disappointed if you hadn't. Well, yeah, I did buy a little bit. That was all though. Well, two more balls of chunky white, but that wasn't sock yarn, so that doesn't count. So that was the, we stopped at another yarn store. I think it was called Spinning Wheel. She had a sign outside of her house called Spinning Wheel and, yeah, her phone number. So I guess, anyway, she had converted the garage of their house into an actual yarn shop with shelving in there, and she carried all acrylic yarns. She said that in their area that there really was no place to get acrylics because the yarn shop where I got the sock yarn, they had really, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarns, really nice stuff, but not much acrylic. I did see kind of like a Caron cake. It wasn't a Caron cake. I think it was a Cascade yarn, but a cake with all the colors in it. and it was really nice, and it was 100% acrylic, but that was the only acrylic I saw in the store, and I didn't see any dishcloth cotton there. So this woman only, um, she was really close, like 15-ish minutes or so away, 20 minutes maybe tops. And so she carried all of the Bernat and the Pattons, and she had all of the dishcloth cotton, sugar and cream, something Lily and Cream. I think Lily and Cream, is that what it's called? So she had a big row, of that, and she said she has limited brands of yarn, kinds of yarn, but what she does carry, she carries the whole color line. So that's kind of nice if that's what you're looking for. So anyways, we popped in there and I just got some chunky acrylic to make pom-poms with because it was a really, really nice color. So I bought that. And it's blue actually, so it's not Christmas. I'm already thinking kind of springtime-ish. So, anyways, that was kind of my shopping trip this week. Those are the yarns. I'm going to head down to Little Red Mitten again tomorrow night because I'm finishing up a Learn to Knit class tomorrow night. I started that last Friday night, had lots of fun. Everybody was doing such a good job. So I'm really excited to see when I go back tomorrow night how they made on their homework and get them started to learn how to purl. That'll be always exciting. So let's see here. Is what is going on in the chat? Oh, yes, my finger Smith. Does anybody know why I got notifications so late? Oh, and it just showed up now. I don't know. Technology sometimes is a crazy thing, isn't it? So, Anne, I'll just give you a quick lowdown. I started this week's sock yarn, the Christmas tree, the vintage Christmas tree feel one, beat out gingerbread. I finished. We have another mystery sock on our hand because I have finished a sock with this much yarn left in the ball. So I'm just going to go up and grab the other ball and cast on if I find more needles. So I think that is pretty much all of my, no, not quite all of my knitting. Now this here, what I don't think I showed this to you guys. I might have, I'm not sure, but I started this. I pulled out some Christmas dishcloth cotton, just a random ball of white. There was no ball band on here, probably Bernat Handicrafter, I'm guessing. And this, oh, Bernat Handicrafter again, in red. What is this? Christmas red. Christmas red. This is probably a really old ball. It's quite a large ball. It's a 100-gram ball, which I don't even think they sell 100-gram balls of this anymore. So this was up in my stash. And what I want to do is to make a dishcloth. And now you can tell it is getting later in the year and I have started all these new starts and I have a whole ton of them on my needles because my selection of needles is getting very slim pickings. And some of the more popular sizes, I can't find any. And I've got a fair number of interchangeable sets. And I am down to using some straight needles. That I have a good collection of some vintage straight needles, which work absolutely just as good as anything else. But it is a little different knitting with a longer straight needle when you're used to always using a circular needle. So our guild this month is working on short row projects. So I just went online. I can't even remember what the pattern is. So this is just a circular dishcloth. So it's, as you can see, it's knit in wedges. So I'm just alternating red, white, red, white. So it's going to look like a peppermint squirrel candy. And Liz, you haven't used straight needles in eons. Every once in a while, I'll pull out straight needles and knit dishcloths on them, but I don't use straights very often either. But you know, they do still work just fine. It's just, yeah, a little different. A tree skirt. This could absolutely be a tree skirt, Susanna, if you just cast on extra stitches. Oh, so like I said, I can't remember exactly what this pattern was called. I just went on Ravelry and I searched short rows, actually is what I searched. and it came up with the cowl that I am supposed to have started but have not started for the Fiber Friends for the Winter Accessories Challenge. I dyed a really pretty skein of purple. Um, did I show you guys the purple yarn? I showed it on the Fiber Friends, but anyways, it was a worsted weight and it's a kind of a purple tonal. And I was going to do the short row garter stitch cowl that looked just really cozy and squishy. So I'm going to have to cast that on tonight or tomorrow as well. It was supposed to be a vacation knit and it didn't happen. I was too busy vacationing and not doing quite as much knitting as I had hoped. But anyways, I found it while I searched for short rows too, but I thought doing this, you can leave it as a dishcloth, but I'm going to do two of them and then I'm going to just kind of whip stitch, or should I crochet them together? I want to do two, put two of them together and make a hot pad is what I wanted to use at Christmas. But Susanna's idea of a tree skirt would be perfect because I think there's, okay, 20 stitches. This is a free pattern, so we can talk a bit about it. But so there's only 20 stitches on here, but you're absolutely right. If you like 20, 40, I don't know, 60 stitches and just did the same concept with the short rows, it would absolutely make a tree skirt. Susanna, you're giving me ideas now. That would be kind of nice because I don't have a knitted tree skirt and I probably should, shouldn't I? So anyways, have you guys done short rows a lot? I was going to say that if you haven't, doing garter stitch short rows is really easy because there's nothing to worry about. There's no wrapping involved. You are just turning. And so it's a good way to get the feel of knitting short rows without having to do that fiddly bit of picking up your wraps. So it's good. So I'll just link a pattern. I'll go in the Ravelry and see what I can find, what I was doing, and I'll put it down below in the description box down here. If anybody is new to short rows and you want something fun and quick to do, this little dishcloth will fit that bill. Yeah, I would almost bet that there is anybody knitting on straight needles on any of their projects right now? Probably not. I think pretty much everybody, probably 90% of the people, I betcha, are using circulars. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different feel, and it is kind of, you know, feel like you're going to, elbow somebody, poke somebody with the tip of your needles if you're knitting on them at night. But anyways, I'm glad that I had my stash of these old needles because they come in handy sometimes, you need something and they work. Kim, you both use both all the time. Depends on what I'm making. So there you go. Okay. Toe of my second sock on straight needles. Okay, so there is a few of you. So how are you doing, Sally? How are you doing the toe on straight needles? Like you mean like DPNs? Or is your sock knit flat and then you're seaming it? Hi, Diane. Can't use them with my eyes. No, circulars for me. There you go. So see, that's good. We've got options, right? Yeah, I need to update my whiteboard. That's another project for this weekend. And see how many projects I actually have cast on. And then I'm going to sort them all out, put them in project bags. And when I run out of project bags, I'm just going to use a Ziploc bag and then put them on my shelf. So I know exactly where they are. There'll be no more hunting for them. The days of searching down random missing projects is going to come to an end. Hopefully, this sock is going to be the last one. And from here on out, be completely and totally organized. That is my plan. Okay, Sally's saying I used two DPNs for toes because of the D. Yes, yes. I use my DPNs for that too, Sally. Susanna, in Ravelry, search using these words. Oh yes, short row dishcloth. I'm sure there's probably tons of them. I mean, I've done a short row dishcloth as well that has points on the outside, which is a fun one too. Oh, Sally, you prefer Tunisian crochet for your dishcloths. That is something I would like to try again. I've played around a little bit doing Tunisian crochet, and I like doing it. And I have a few of the hooks. Surprise, surprise. So I am said I could do some. That's something I think always like between Christmas and New Year's when it's a little quieter, then that is the time to do something like that. But that never seems to happen either. I have to like schedule it in someday. Oh, Suzanne, are you finding some good stuff like when you're searching the dishcloths? Ziplocs do let you see what's in your bag. You are right. Then it's not quite such a mystery. A little easier to see. That's my plan. Be able to see them, know where they are, and then I have this whole idea that I can put them in like week by week and then move the finished over to a certain spot so I can keep all my finishes together unless they're a gift. So I'll be able to find everything for the year and hopefully be able to know, whatever is up here on the top shelf, this will be my oldest started project and then go down to newer. So then when I want to work on the oldest one, I can just look up at the very top of the shelf and be like, oh, this was my project from February or March. And hopefully it will get smaller as the months go by, try to keep it a little organized. That's my plan for next year. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be sitting here a year from now and I will be still in a total mess, not knowing where anything is. That is very highly probable. But maybe Ziplocs will help. I'll use my fancy bags to start with, and then Ziplocs will finish up the year. Oh, Diane is saying she's using 2 DPNs to make a stack of makeup remover cloths for stocking stuffers. That is a fantastic idea. Yeah, so you're just using, like making little tiny squares, right? So how many stitches wide are you doing them? Like 2 by 2 inches or 3 by 3? Yeah, that wouldn't be so a little short DPM would be perfect for that, wouldn't it? Because you wouldn't really need to have a super long needle for just a few stitches. Yes, good stuff. Ziplocs are not ecologically sound though. Yes. Yes, project bags with clear fronts. Has anybody seen knitting bags like that? I know they have stitching bags. Like Cheryl bought one or two like flat type bags for cross stitching that has a clear front. I know that is and I don't use very much plastic at all. I try really hard to not use a lot of plastic, but this last little while I was sorting out all this yarn and needing to put it in some things, I bought some of the really, really big um, Ziploc bags, like big enough that I have one sitting here that you could almost, if you might, a comforter, maybe a single comforter might be able to fit in there. But sheets, she could definitely fold up and put sheets in there. It's that big. So I did break down and buy a few of those to put some yarn in. Oh, Sally said you have knitting bags with clear fronts. You bought them on Etsy. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, Anne says I haven't seen any around, like at any shows or in yarn shops, but I guess they are on Etsy. That's good. Kim, Black Pearl Magic is a bag maker. Oh, who makes clear front bags? Okay, that's good. Black Pearl Magic. I like that name. I haven't heard of her before. Maybe I should ask Cheryl about it. Maybe, maybe she can custom make some for me. About 52 of them. Maybe I can put a custom order. Maybe I'll get a wholesale deal if I buy one for every week. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Cozy Up Knits mom makes. Oh, she does too. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm sure just doing a little bit of looking, right? Like once you start seeing them, they'll pop up everywhere. That's good to know. Thanks, guys, that there's a few places out there. Yeah, I know. I'll have to ask Cheryl and see if she's ever thought about doing that. That might be something a little different for her for next year if she's up for doing something a little different. Yeah, we will have to remember to ask her about that. So when I forget on Saturday, if any of you guys are watching Cheryl and I on Saturday, don't be afraid to put it in the comments about the clear front on the bags, and we'll ask Cheryl if she's. I don't want to put her on the spot though, because she may not be something she wants to do, or maybe they're tricky to sew. I don't know. So I don't really want to put her on the spot. But I mean, I guess she can just say no if she doesn't want to, right? So, well, yeah, we'll ask her on Saturday. So, because yeah, maybe she would. But I think I would like that to have something pretty fabric on the back, but something functional on the front where you can actually see what it is. Because sometimes if the project's in there for a long time, you forget, or what really gets me into trouble is when I switch stuff out. If I have a certain project in a project bag, and then like I need a new bag for a new project, and I take something old out and I switch stuff around. And then if my sock has been in the blue bag, then it's in the pink bag, then it's in the flower bag. And then that's when I get myself in trouble, because then I can't remember. For the most part, I can remember what project is in what bag, but when I start switching stuff out, then I get myself in trouble. Then I sometimes totally forget, as we have found. Diane. Oh, okay, Diane, you sew vinyl bags, but it's hard on the sewing machine. Okay. So I guess that would be, yeah, maybe that's why they're not as popular. Interesting. Well, we could see what Cheryl says too. It would be an interesting conversation to get her thought process on it, why, if she's tried it, or what she's thinking. Lynn, you could make labels to attach to the zipper. You guys are all being so practical and so organized. And yes, you're absolutely right. That would be a really good thing, right? Yeah, no, label everything. I somewhere in some of my projects from last year, I started out in I'd have my project bag. When I have my project, I would have the label in the bag, and then I also put another piece of paper in the bag that told me when I started it, the day I cast on, so I could try to keep track. I only did that for a little while too, and then that went by the wayside. It's one of those things, I know what I should do, but do I do it? Not usually. And if I do, it doesn't last very long. But like I said, there's always next year, right? Can always try to get myself back on track. Next year, I truly, truly, truly want to put every project in Ravelry. Now, don't hold me to that, because, but what I really want, and I think a lot of it is just routine. And because I don't do it. But I think if I could just start, like every Monday night after we're done chatting, I just need to immediately, before I put my laptop away, I need to go right to Ravelry, make a project page, and just get it started. And once I get in that habit of every Monday night, we chat for an hour, then I put in my project, it'll just become second nature, and then it won't be a big deal. But it's just that changing, right? That starting that new habit that I find really hard. And most of the time, I don't do it. But it is something I would like to do. Oh, Liz, we can invade her house and hold her purple croy hostage until everything is organized. Yeah, my purple croy. Start tonight, Louise. You're right. You're right. You are right. Because why wait to January with what you can do now? And actually, right now would be good, because what do we have? Don't tell me how many days we have to Christmas. I don't want to know. It's coming quick. It's coming really quick. Tomorrow's Remembrance Day. Tomorrow's November 11th. That is so crazy. It really, truly is now going to be the start of Christmas season. Time to really pull boxes out of the basement, kind of get things sorted, do a little. Does anybody do extra cleaning, dusting and things to get ready to put all the Christmas decorations out? It is like that time right now. But it would 44 days, Sally. Oh my gosh. It is coming up so quick. And But you're right. I should do that now before the end of the year, between now and December 31st. This is kind of my transition period. This is the time I can try to start building in and creating that new routine. So then sometimes some weeks if I forget, then hopefully I can get back on track. And by the end of the year, by the end of December, hopefully I will have gotten into that new routine so then I can just carry on right into January just as smooth as anything. All right. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. Good at organized yarn shopping. That is me. I'm good at, I got the shopping part down. Now I just need to tweak the other little things, keeping track of the projects, getting them into Ravelry. But I'm feeling like all the pieces are going to come together for, this like next year, the end of this year, next year. Exactly, Sally. It'll become second nature by January. You are so right. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Before, it's like repeat after me. Before I turn on another Hallmark movie, I will put my project into Ravelry. I will do that. Hi, Wendy. Oh, what did Kim? That is way too ambitious. What did Kim suggest? I started painting. Oh, she started painting the kitchen today. Is that in preparation for the holidays coming and having people over painting? That is very ambitious. But I know we need a little motivator though, right? To get things done. Having people come over is always a good way to get all these extra jobs done. But painting, that is good, but it'll look wonderful once it's all done. Sally, you're gonna look for it in an hour after the lie. Okay, I'm, uh, I'm going to do it, but I have a very short memory, and between now and we're at an hour. We made it to an hour, you guys. We're actually 1 minute over an hour. Um, well, that means I can go right now. I was gonna look, I thought we still had about 10 or 15 minutes, and I was gonna say between now and, like, 10 minutes, it could be totally out of my brain and gone, but I could go do it right now. Kim says, "Yeah, she decided I couldn't stand it anymore, so I have to finish the kitchen before American Thanksgiving." That's right. You've got Thanksgiving coming up. You don't even have till Christmas, which is sorry, I shouldn't. Okay, that's only like a little over a week away, right? Because you're always right around 24th, 23rd ish. What is the third Thursday? Is that when it always is? So yeah, you're coming up. y- Well, I guess no sense in having a big, long span of time to do it. Better to get it done and quick, right? Oh, fourth Thursday, fourth Thursday. Okay. So, anyways, well, there you go. You got a little bit of time then, right? So you got about 2 weeks, week and a bit, week and a half. Easy peasy. You can do it. Liz, your projects are in Ravelry. It reminds me of the projects I haven't finished. Yeah, well, I guess it'll remind me of that too, won't it? But I like the idea of having things organized. I really like that, and I think I really truly need to do that. I think it will just what is the it'll just be less chaotic in my brain, less things to have to think about, I think, if I try to do that. Oh, Sally, you're having bricks replaced on your home from hurricane last year. Yeah, you got hit really bad, didn't you? Yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh. Well, Sally, I'm glad that you're getting that looked after now too. That's been quite a while, hasn't it? But slow and steady, I guess, right? That's all we can hope for is just to keep making a little bit better progress as the days goes on, right? Well, you guys, is your mom a crafter? My mom is a sewer. That is all she's really does is so she used to sew all my kids my clothes when I was little, and she would sew a lot of her clothes. She can knit, and while we were out this past week, she did buy one ball of dishcloth cotton to make a dishcloth. So It takes her about 6 months to finish a dishcloth, so she is not a very big knitter, but she can knit. But no, my mom is not very crafty. So, yeah, I'm not sure where I got it from. We were getting snow on Saturday. Oh my gosh, Mary, I have on purposely avoided looking at my weather app because we're supposed to get some snow. I think tomorrow is supposed to be another really nice day. Like most of this week has been nice. I was out like this all day today. This is just a really, really, really light. This is just a tank top. And then this light sweater on. That's all I had on. I don't know what it was, like 18 degrees. I don't know if that's like 70 degrees for you guys. Something like that. It was really nice. And tomorrow is supposed to be nice again, and then I think that's gone. Then we're back to, like, they're talking snow squall warnings and stuff sometime over the weekend. So, yay for us knitters, we'll be able to pull out our hats, our mitts, our sweaters, our scarves, our, like, everything probably, right? So, take a deep breath, everybody, because it looks like winter is going to arrive this weekend. Oh, Liz says, "So are we, like, affects snow." Yeah, and I think we're getting it on the other side of the lake from you guys. So, anyways, yes, we will oh, okay, we had a wee bit of snow here in Vancouver, unheard of. See, isn't that crazy? Mother Nature is just a little, um, off kilter this year. 70 oh, Anne says 75 here today and 4 tomorrow. 44. Okay, 44. That is still a huge drop. Yeah, cold. I'm still procrastinating my sweater. Oh, well, Wendy, the weather's going to turn cooler now. Be a little motivator because now you'll be able to wear it. If you put your projects on Ravelry, you can list what needles you're using. You're right. So then when I need to know if I need another 2.25, I can be able to go back and look and see what project bag it is in so I can steal them from that project bag. Is that what you're telling me? Even Victoria had a bit of snow this week. Oh, crazy. Sally, you were 75, but you're way like you're Louisiana. Is that where you are, Sally? Um, it's supposed to be 75 degrees there though, right? Yeah, not here. It's supposed to be snowing now. Okay, Kim, and you're having the same weather in Ohio, and you're in Illinois. Yeah, so Illinois, Ohio, Ontario, like Southern Ontario, where we are, basically has the same kind of weather. So yeah, what you guys are gonna get, we're gonna get too. Oh, all right, guys. Well, on that note, our new start Monday on Thursdays is going to come to an end because I'm gonna put my project in Ravelry. Whoa, see how quickly I almost forgot? I was gonna say, I'm gonna go put on a Christmas movie. But no, I'm gonna put these socks, and maybe I'll put my sparkle socks. Maybe I'll do 2 projects. Backtrack a little bit. And, yeah, I'll get those into Ravelry, and you're right. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling like I'm gonna be so organized. Get a new routine done and in the works, so come January, smooth sailing. Be old hat. Oh, so Sally, it is even actually warmer for you. So you are Louisiana, it's usually 60s. Um, I can add a picture of your project too, Sally. You're right. I can. All right. I'll try that too. Yeah, might as well do it all, right? No sense. Yeah, gotta have pictures. Gotta have pictures. Louise, write them down. I know. I know. You guys are gonna have to keep me on track here. Okay, guys. Well, I highly suggest it's Thursday night. Still watch a Christmas movie. I just watched one of my favorite ones was called Christmas Angel, and it was an older one from like 2015, and it was just on, and it is one of my favorites. So if you can find it and stream it somewhere on Netflix or Prime or Stack or wherever you watch your Hallmark movies, I like it. I like that one. It's a good one to watch if you're looking for one. Susanna said in Calgary, there was, oh, it was freaking cold on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 20 with wind chill, making it even cooler. Oh, minus 20. What? Holy moly. Well, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, anyways, dress warm, everybody, because the cold weather is coming. We'll be able to see some snow pictures, I'm sure. Everybody will be posting snow pictures on Instagram. So get your hats out to post some selfies and post them so we can all see everybody wearing our knitwear. So, on that note, have a great week, everybody. I will be back again next Monday, this coming Monday, which is only a few days away, with some progress on whatever I'm working on. And keep working on your Christmas socks for the Christmas sock knit along. Remember to put them in Instagram, use the hashtag WWChristmasSock 2022 so I can find them and I can repost them and see what you're working on. So, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for voting on Monday for the socks. I'm really liking these vintage Christmas tree feel vibe socks. And yeah, everybody stay warm and safe when the snow arrives this weekend. See you Monday. Bye.